Man, that's crazy, man, because my mom would say the same thing. How my baby doing? How DC doing? And I would tell my mama like, hey, what's wrong with you? I would tell her like, since when you start liking white boys? Talking about, boy, shut up. That's my baby. I say, Mama, all right, now you get out here, get playing. You know that man married, right?
Home is where I learned toughness,
determination,
unity.
patience.
In this house, how you do anything.
Is how you do everything.
Welcome home. There are players that you love how they played.
Yes.
There are players that you love who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely do you get players that you love both.
Wow.
Some of you,
That's deep, man.
some of you know him as BeastMode.
Yeah, I do.
Some of you know him as Money Lynch.
I don't know him as that.
I know him as Friend.
I love that.
Everybody, Marshawn Lynch.
Yes. Yes.
Was that the greatest intro or not?
Hey, I was about to say, man, I like how you put that together. You know what I mean?
Hey,
It was short and sweet, but it was powerful and impactful. You know what I mean?
I don't know why this
Yes.
is so interesting to me because I just don't feel like you guys would ever sit together and hang out. Like, but then he tells me like, I'm having lunch with Marshawn today. I'm like, wait, what? This is when you guys were with the Raiders. I'm like, that makes no sense to me at all. So explain how that happened, man. Is there any like,
the lunch table conversations were the
I mean,
deepest.
I bet it would be incredible. I love that stuff.
Hey, that's real talk. No, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, like a lot of people would see that or look at it that way, but like you said, it's very rare that you get that two-way player. And realistically, like, I mean, before I got over there to play with him, like I'm born and raised Oakland, California, so Big Dog played for the home team, so whether he knew it or not, like it don't matter. I'm one of them. Them Oakland Raiders who just, it don't matter who it is. If you play for the home team, you locked in with me.
I love that.
And then I mean, it also helped that the dude got an arm and he, he's smart as hell. But then I was able to go and sit down with him, like you said, at the lunchroom, and he had some ism. And he had a different way of looking at things. And, it sparked my interest. So, I'm going to come and holler at my dog and found out that it's a lot of similarities in, who we were. So it just worked.
You said I was smart. I tell everybody that asks, how's Marshawn? Everyone wants to know, obviously. You were teammates, for 2 years. You guys are friends still. Somehow we're still friends. All right. They ask me about you. And the number one thing I say is he's the smartest person I've ever talked to. And I was like, he's the smartest person, and this next part leads me into my next question. You're also the most giving person. You would give the shirt off your back to help someone in need. So my next question to you is, what have you done recently in the community? What are you planning on doing? What are some thoughts? I know you don't like talking about it, but I love when athletes get to hear that it's more than just the game, that we feel as athletes we want to give back. What are some things that you've been doing that maybe you're excited about or want people to know about?
Shit, since I entered the NFL, with my cousin Josh, and then Marcus, who once he got of age, we had a foundation. Well, we have a foundation in Oakland, First Family Foundation, where our mission was to empower the youth, and we looked at it as an opportunity for us to help just one kid, because we all was just that one kid that got helped by somebody in the community, so we knew how important that was. But with our foundation, we going on 20 years next year. And that's something that, I think we all really proud of. But it's probably the longest business that I've had. The fact that, I'm retired, I got, other situations going on. And for this still to be here and still live and well and thriving and, you know what I mean, going, like, that's something that's real special to me. I think it was maybe like 2 weeks ago. We went back. I was back at home, and I had the opportunity to go over to the center, and I'm just in there with the kids, and yeah, I mean, they was learning about worms, and I just thought that was so interesting. They had all the egg carts with the little dirt in it and the worms in there, and then it just brought you back to, damn, how something you might be overlooked, every day, probably step over or walk over a worm every day, and you have no idea like how they keep the ecosystem going type. But then to be sitting there with, with our kids in there and them, excited about learning this type of situation, like that was something that I had going on recently within the community, and just actually seeing them, learn about something that they probably never would have, thought about, or even just seeing kids in that type of environment, considering, they go and grab their phones now, and it's just like they got so much access to so much information, but learning something so simple about like worms, and then thinking like, well, damn, will we even be here if worms was not running around in the dirt? And like, and then it brings you back to the circle of life, and like, because one day when you're in that box, the worms probably gonna be, you're a little closer to worms than you think. So, and you know what? You might not appreciate them now, but they gonna appreciate you when, So, to see them learn about that and be actually involved, that was something special. But like you said, I do appreciate, you giving me the opportunity to even, to talk about it. Cause like I said, we going on the year 20.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Josh played, I think this is Josh's 19th year.
Yeah.
Next year will be our 20th year anniversary for having our foundation. So that's some real fucking special.
Yeah, it's fantastic that you are in a position, and then that you want to. A lot of people are in a position to do it, but very few do actually go out and do that for their community and where they came from. So that's fantastic. So just speaking of Oakland, just quickly as a fan and a brother that was in the Oakland Coliseum, you were dancing one time on the sideline, and that was the most electric event I've ever been a part of in my entire.
We were beating the brakes off the Jets.
In my entire life. Was it the Jets?
We were beating the brakes.
I don't even know
off
what was playing, but Marshawn started dancing. I'm like, I want to come back and play football. I don't care what position I play. I want to be on his team.
Yes.
So that was fantastic. That day was fantastic. So like, are we going to bring pro sports back to Oakland somehow? Is that part of your? Do you think about that ever? Like, I know you probably do with the Warriors and the A's and the Raiders leaving. Do you ever think about that? Maybe we do something.
Man, it's an unfortunate situations.
Yeah.
And then like right now you got the Oakland Ballers, which is a baseball team who's trying to fill the void. You have the Oakland Soul, which is a women's soccer team, and then you have the Oakland Roots, who have some ownership stake in their program, actually playing in the Coliseum. Then we had the indoor team, the Bay Area Panthers. But when you have some teams like the Raiders, the Warriors, and the Raiders, like historically, like, and knowing like it's the best fan base, known to mankind. And I've had the opportunity to play in other countries. I've had opportunity to go and see other sports played in other countries. There's nothing that compare to how Oakland fans represent they city for one, but then they sports team. Like, I don't care what the roster look like. On any one of these teams. I don't care what the conditions is like. at the start of the season, it's the year, and this is why. And anybody who is in a uniform to an Oakland fan, they probably the best at the game. They the best to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
And because they actually have to come to work in Oakland, they the coldest at what they doing because of probably what it would take for them to get to that stadium. Like if you can maneuver through the streets of Oakland and be able to get to the game day, then you like that. Because it's not a place where let's just say it's not for the week.
Yeah.
I
was going to say something because we have to give a shout out before we get into these football type questions. All right, because this is what our conversations were really like. We rarely talked football, right? And so I have to give a shout out, big shout out to one of my biggest supporters in the world, Mama Lynch. She is the greatest lady I've ever met in my life. She would support us when we played the Seahawks. Now, I'll never forget
That's exactly
this.
what he's talking about. Yeah.
We went and played the Seahawks.
Uh-huh.
His mom was so nice to my wife that she was like the sweetest. My wife, to this day, it was like, you talk to Marshawn, tell his mom I said hi. Like, seriously, it comes up every time. She was so nice. Marshawn's they're out in pregame. Marshawn's eating Skittles in the locker room. And then he comes out. And then all this excitement, all this kind of, and then we were teammates. Mm-hmm. And then I really got to know and meet Mama Lynch. Just take 30 seconds and give Mama Lynch a shout out, will you?
Hey, man. Well, man, that's crazy, man, because my mom would say the same thing. How my baby doing? How DC doing? And I would tell my mama, like, hey, what's wrong with you? I would tell her, like, since when you start liking white boys? Talking about, boy, shut up. That's my baby. I say, Mama, all right, now you get out here, get playing. You know that man married, right? Like, you get your ass. But nah, that's realistically, I mean, you know what? That's my mom. And any friend, any teammate, you know what I mean? Anybody that comes into contact with my mom has that same reaction. Like my mom is an individual who, when motherfuckers say like love life, that's my mom. And it's not just like the good times. Like my mama embraced, bad times the same way. Like you will see her and it's almost like you never have a bad day. Even though I know you have a bad day, but for somehow, some way, at the end of the day, she gonna be smiling no matter what. And the thing is, if she's smiling, her smile is so infectious that you ain't gonna have no choice but to smile. Like I remember my mama used to come give me an ass whooping or something because I done something I ain't got no business doing. And I mean, then she got to come over there. She good cop and bad cop, come beat the shit out of me. And I'm like, you got a kid, man. Like, you got me. You tripping. And then come and sit next to me and then explain to me why she just had to whoop my ass. And then had me thinking like, damn, Mama, you know what? You're right. Maybe I was tripping. Maybe I did deserve it. You know what? Do you want to give me another whooping? Yeah, I was tripping. Like, oh my man, you feel me? And then we could laugh about it. But the thing is, she always had game. Always had game. Always, try to make sure that she if I done something and I had to get my ass whooped about it, like, hey, well, look, when you go out in the world, they just whoop your ass. Yeah. They don't come and tell you why and try to educate you and inform you on how not to put yourself in that position. Yep. They would whoop your ass and send you on your way. But I'm going to give you the game on how not to get put in that position. So when you are out there by yourself, you'll be able to maneuver through situations and see how to maneuver and how to handle yourself in the world as a, well, she'll tell me, I can't teach you how to be no man, but you ain't going to be, I can teach you how not to be a dummy. That you got to learn on your own. I can respect that.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. And shout out Mama Lynch. I love you.
Yeah, that's
all
fantastic.
Right? I love you. All right. Hey, there was a game. All right. And this is a two-parter for you. There was a game we played on Sunday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins. All right.
Oh, shit.
There was a game. All right. And, in Miami, it rains like every 16 seconds and then stops. All right. I remember we ran a trap play. Now there's a moral to this story.
Okay.
I'm going to tell here in just a second.
I'm in.
All right. I turn around to hand this trap play off, and Marshawn Lynch doesn't have his visor on.
What?
And I was 30% less scared of him. All right? 30%. I was like, hold on a second. Where'd your visor go?
The fear had dissipated?
One, was that your superpower? And two, what kind of running backs do you think in the NFL right now bring that kind of fear?
Oh, my God. Oh, man. For one, no, I don't believe it's my superpower. The truth behind the visor is I actually have LASIK surgery.
Yep.
So, it helped with the whole little situation, which was why the dark visor. But then it just got accustomed where somewhat like I got superstitions where I like on game day, I like everything to be the exact same.
Yeah.
So that way I know at least it gives me the opportunity to where it's not going to be about nothing that I've done differently in order to get to the game, which is why I would like to keep everything the same. And then, the running backs in the game that I think you said that I think that they kind of got that.
They bring that fear like you did.
Yeah, I think there's a few guys like that. I think for sure, the top two winners last year with Saquon and Derek Henry. Derek Henry just like that nigga, just like I don't know what dog. That nigga like an alien out there. His size, and then Saquon just like you never know what he gonna do. And then you got the two boys over there in Detroit who at any moment can change the game. My boy Josh Jacobs, had the opportunity to Hollywood dog. I think a lot of people don't realize until they go and get ran over by him, like, oh yeah, this motherfucker is a monster.
How do you feel about Ashton? Like Jeanty, when you watch Jeanty run, we were talking about him the other day.
He getting started, and I think they gonna feel him real soon too. Once he get his feet, get his feet set, and then Chip Kelly, see what type of individual he got in him, and then get him some design runs to get him going. Well, shit, you see how he just ran over a boy last week. See, I don't think the league is on notice for him at this point in time, but this is only week 4. So I think by like week 9, and we had this conversation, then hell yeah, because I just believe with more opportunities for him, you're going to start to see all that specialness in that young fella.
Derek talks about running backs. He doesn't really talk about their running style. He talks about them in pass protection and how his level of trust for different backs. This man trusts you with his life, just so you know. But I want to ask you, the Dallas game pass protection. Dallas game pass protection. That's all.
All I'm going to say, as you lead up to this question, I have to jump in here.
Okay.
Is Marshawn will protect me with his life.
No, that's right. I can confirm. He trusts you, bro.
He absolutely.
Yeah.
But there was one time they brought a little delayed blitz.
I remember this one.
And all I hear is, oh, shoot, DC, run.
That was not it. That was not it.
See, I'm glad we got you on to get the real story.
Hey, so I'm glad you heard it like that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get into that in a second too. But no, it was one of them, that God turned and then he come back and hit it. I got the my mouthpiece is in, you feel me? So I'm trying to spit it out. Shit, DC, run!
I ran for like 40 too. I ran for like 40. Hey, Marshawn gave me an extra 40 rushing stats right there. They should go on your career total.
No, I mean,
Spit
well,
the
look,
mouthpiece out.
they said, you know
that's
what?
good.
Pass protection. So, I mean, physically, I couldn't, I mean, because I didn't got juked. Yeah, I mean, he got me with that delay, but I was still in protection mode and I had my boy back. You feel me? Most motherfuckers wouldn't have said nothing, but I had to.
That's right. Like most guys would have just said, "Hey, he didn't call it right."
No, hell no. Ain't no. That's one thing. See, that's what I mean. You know what?
Yeah.
At that point in time, like, I mean, he would never throw nobody under the bus. You know what I mean? Be the first one, even if you was wrong. Like, you know what? I didn't get the call out and then come back like, yeah, well, hey, you got to have my back in those type of situations. So,
Love that.
I mean, that's why it was a pleasure to actually get down with him. But more than anything, I mean, I think, we sat down. We have a mutual brother, Justin Forsett.
Yep.
And, I mean, like this is my, you feel me, my big little bro. And I will, the way I look at it, I would call him my Black Jesus. I was a little hard-headed and got into things and saying things a different way. And, this was early this shit, even in college.
You were at Cal together.
So we played, we played at Cal together. And, Justin always had a relationship with the Lord. And, I mean, we would sit down, we would have these conversations, and I mean, hey, you know what? I'm never gonna judge you. I understand. If you ever need me, I'm here. And that helped, build our relationship. So when I got to the town and I mean, hollering at DC and knew that they had some a relationship, and I mean, what is it called? APO?
Yeah, PAO.
PAO, and the relationship, and brothers in the Lord, and I'm like, okay. So when I'm sitting with DC, it's almost as Justin is my brother, and he got a lot of love and respect for you. So it's not even a question of who you are, how you get down, what's going on. You're gonna have to prove me wrong, because at this point, I mean, there's no standard, there's no. I look at you at the highest level, you're going to have to do some shit to bring that down yourself.
Yep.
So I went to a service in Vegas, and, I mean, I'm in the back chilling, and, somebody got word, and like, Marshawn is in there. And I didn't know that, DC was a family member at the church. So, man, I'm trying to get out of there, and hold on, I'm pulling up. So as I'm getting ready to leave, DC pull up, man, what's going on? You feel me though? Pastor come down, like, yeah, what's going on? I'm like, oh shit, like, I wasn't expecting that. I just was, you feel me, trying to get a little bit of the word, you know what I mean? Clean my soul, you know what I mean, for the trials that I just been running through for a minute. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and get me some anointment right quick. And I'm sitting there. I mean, I think we sat outside for about like an hour before DC had to go. And what that did was that gave me a place where we was out there and began to develop a relationship with this pastor. I mean, shout out Pastor Benny, but I mean, it just goes to show, like, what kind of individual, this man is. Like, he was with the family, and I mean, the kid's wifey, and was like, hold on, oh, you up in here? Oh, I'm gonna come through there and I'm gonna introduce you, the whole nine. And then, to this day, like, I mean, I still keep contact with Pastor Benny and there's Justin, Andre Ward, Deontay. Those are who I call my Black Jesuses. DC, my white Jesus. And Pastor Benny is my brown Jesus. So, you know what I mean? These are the guys that, you feel me, though, make sure that, I got the covering, you know what I mean? And make sure that they, they keep their prayers going for me to be able to do all of the bullshit that I got going on in the real world. And this is where I come and I get the word from my guys, and it's from individuals from different backgrounds, you know what I mean, with different perspectives on life. And somehow, some way, it all come together and it work. You know what I mean? Just right. And, this individual being somebody who, you know what I mean, like I said before, I'm just a fan because, you know what I mean, it's town business. And then when I get to play with him, now I got a brother. And then, you know what I mean, showing me something differently than things that I looked at, to where, like you said, we rarely sit down and talk football while we in the building, and where our conversations, we're going. I mean, you know how DC, DC is. I'll be sitting there and I'll be talking about some wild ass shit, and he like, okay, brother. You know what? Well, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you. But okay. we gonna pray for you. All right. You know what? We is. Matter of fact, let's go over here and pray right quick, and then I'll finish telling you the story, so that way we both
This man, you're hilarious. Look, we had so many funny moments, man. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite. All right. And I know Dave has a question after this, and then we'll get you out of here. But one of my favorite moments is when we get Coach Gruden, and we're a year into our relationship, and Gruden's playbook is insane. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And Gruden comes up to you at practice, and you and I are standing next to each other. We're talking about who knows what, and he comes up to us. He's like, Marshawn, man, it's been a week. You already know this playbook. This is unbelievable. How are you learning it so fast? And Marshawn says, I have a secret weapon. He said, I got a secret weapon. And he points to me, and Gru has no idea what you're talking about. Will you just go into that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, man. See, most guys get in, because they overcomplicate things. Yeah. You got the answer. It's almost like having the cheat code right next to you. You got the fucking cheat code. And the thing is, like, you want to make, especially if it's in any type of pass protection.
Yeah.
The quarterback gonna want to make sure you know where you're going, because you is last line of defense. Yeah. So if you tell him, hey, brother, what's the protection?
Yep.
Yeah.
And okay, where we going?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
You really don't even need to know protections. You just need to be able to make it seem like you do. And if it gets sticky, wait. Yep. Hey, QB, where we going?
Yep.
Okay, line going here.
That's exactly right.
Okay, well, then I got everybody else.
That's exactly right.
It's very simple.
I
you
love
just
that.
simplify the game.
Look, hey,
and make it.
Yeah,
just like you had my back.
Yes.
Physically.
Yes.
I had your back mentally.
They work together.
All right?
Yeah.
It's a team
Seriously.
sport.
But you got to.
It's a great lesson for young running backs right now.
Yes.
Yeah, you just got to simplify the game. Just in a position of where if you're both wrong, then it's like we look at each other like, damn, we both were wrong. But if you look back there and be like, well, I thought you knew the protection. And it's like, oh, well, I thought I heard. We just eliminate all of that. They say communication.
Yes. Wow. I love that.
If you right here next to me, who we going to? Are we going to the nickel? All right, well, I got everybody else in the box. Let's go.
That's my favorite part about what he says. And young running backs need to pay attention. I got everybody else.
Yes.
Like, that's it, man.
Yeah,
like,
I got
that's
everybody
it.
else.
I love it.
Everybody
I love it. You got his
mine.
eyes up. That's you know what I saw you? So you've been taking pictures on the sidelines. This is one of my favorite things. I saw you do this the other day. I know it's the Chargers, but you walked up behind that young back for the Chargers, Hampton, and you started talking to him. And I'm like, I said, is that his? It wasn't the Chargers. Well, check this out. Is that your? I didn't do it.
But I didn't do it.
I saw his heart though. I saw Marshawn like he cares about these guys. So I was going to ask you, is that your like Clark Kent outfit? Like, are you a photographer just to be on the sideline to help these young guys? That's what I think it is. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, man, I actually, you know what? I probably picked up a camera like maybe in 2009, 2008, 2009. And I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? You know, I don't know if I made this up in my head or, you know what I mean? Or I really heard it, but my auntie, you know, was telling me some old like folk tales like, oh yeah, well, you know, the Indians say that they don't like taking pictures because every time you take a picture, it felt like a part of your soul. It leaves or it freezes in that moment. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, you know what I mean? Then when I picked up the camera, it was to try to avoid having to be like people want to take a picture with me. Like, oh, no, but you know what? I could spin it like, oh, but I'll take a picture of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let me take it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I took a liking to it. Like, oh, you know what? This is actually really cool. And then, I mean, as, you know, things started to grow, you get, you know, the phones that got great ass cameras on them. And it just become this like this thing that, you know, I'm intrigued by. So, I mean, you know, when I'm out there and I'm taking the pictures, what happened is I forget like, oh yeah, I did play this game at a high level. You know, the guys are going, hey, BeastMode, what you doing? Or, hey, Sean, what's money? What's good? Yeah, what's going on? So if they holler at me, then I don't think like, oh, I'm out here taking pictures. Like,
Yes.
it's like, oh, now I kick into that mode. Like, yeah, what's going on? Oh, well, what you see out here?
Yep.
Oh, okay, well, look, now I just go back into like teammate mode and,
Got it.
you know what I mean? Give some ism and, you know what I mean? I in that situation, got caught up in the moment, but, you know what I mean? It worked. You know, the running back coach over there is, you know what I mean? We went and sat down when they came and played in Vegas and, you know, got to holler at them. And then, you know, Najee was over there with him too. So, and you know, that's you're gonna be mad. That's one of my sons too. So you feel me? Like, I'm just talking to the, you know what I mean, hollering at my people.
Yes.
But then I had to get back to work.
Yeah. And you did a fantastic job. All right.
Yes, absolutely.
You did a fantastic job. Now, last thing before we let you go, and thank you as always.
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
I could talk to you for hours. I really enjoy it, and I thank you, bro.
Appreciate it, family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I want to give you the platform. You played for the Raiders. You played for the Seahawks. You played for the Bills. Clearly, we know who your favorite quarterback was. Will you just give one sentence, couple words for your former teams on going throughout the season? What's your message to them going forward? Just the teams you played for.
Let me speak to that right quick a little bit because you just named the three teams that I played for, and sometimes I played with in a time where the running back position was like, it was like one of them ones where, you know, when we coming in, you got running backs like LT, LJ. You got real dogs who like put an imprint on a game. And, you know, we came in a situation where, you know, they were passing the torch. And in my situation, I go, like you said, get drafted to Buffalo, get traded to Seattle, and then come home, you know, to Oakland. And you talk about the fan base of, you know, professional teams. And to me, I don't think you get no better fan base than those three teams.
That's a good point.
Across the board in sports, period, in the world.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like I was really blessed by the game gods when it comes to being in situations to play for for teams where fans go absolutely nuts. Like they be on some different type of time, like the way that they take pride in they teams. But it's I think it's a testament to how the cities actually are. Like I really was blessed when it come to being able to play for these teams, and then to finish it off in Oakland, like that was something special. But one thing that I would leave with, for all of the young players, I mean, in this is more so like when it means something to you, you'll do certain shit.
Yeah.
I mean, to execute and to perfect your craft. Like understanding that it's a long season, and especially for the young guys, that it's a long season. Like you have to find what works for you to get from Sunday to Sunday. To be able to make sure that your body right and your mind right, to be able to show up on Sunday and make sure that you're the most prepared that you are, and taking the necessary steps in order to get your mind right, and understand that, learning is not a bad thing. So if it's something that you either having a problem with or you don't understand, going to go have a conversation with an individual to get some clarity on that, that's not a bad thing. That shit actually helps. And realistically, I would play into that until I get my regiment of what it's going to take for me to get from Sunday to Sunday. Because everything else, it's important. But if you show up on Sunday and you're not 100% in your mind, then 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day for you.
100%. Well, guys, that was one of my favorite conversations that we've ever had.
Yeah.
And
by far.
I just want to say, Money, seriously, thank you. I love you. I'm here for you no matter what. You're one of the realest people I've ever met, and I'm thankful for you. And so thank you for always being a great teammate. Thank you. Even after you retired, you always checked on me as a player, as a teammate, as a brother. And we're in this thing for life, man. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
No, it's all good. But hold on. So if you didn't catch that before, I said, okay, I got the DCs here. I put the little thing that go in the thing with the S to make it plural.
Yes.
Put one of them in there. And yeah, when we was hollering, I'm like, man, that's
I knew it.
when you was talking to
I
Mike,
knew it, bro.
Yeah. Marshawn thought we were one person.
Marshawn thought we were the same person.
What the fuck?
There's two. Yes. Hey, love you, bro. Thank you.
Man, that was awesome. I appreciate you.
Man, it's all good, man. Respect, man. Y'all have a blessed one. And thank you
too,
for allowing me to come on and chop game with y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll make sure I tell moms you said what's up too, big
yeah,
guys.
please do. And shout out Oakland, California.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. Town business was at it. I said,
That was fun. Look, Marshawn is absolutely one of my favorite people I've ever talked to. I've talked to him like twice in my life. One time, I'm not sure if he knew who I was. The second time, he definitely did. He put the DCs on it, which was awesome. Yep. He said ism a couple times.
Wisdom.
God.
And maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I took it.
The second time I thought it might be something like wisdom because he kept referencing that you were saying some interesting things about it. So that's great. The other thing he mentioned, he stayed curious. Like when he retired, he didn't just stop. He picked a camera up, went on the field. He didn't even know that he was going to get a chance to mentor the Chargers running back. He doesn't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But he can't help himself. He has a good heart, man. This guy was super fun to talk to, but he stayed curious through the whole thing, taking pictures of guys, doing different stuff. I just like to tap in like for 20 minutes. Like, what are you up to, Marshawn?
Yeah.
I almost wish he was driving so I could ask him where he was going next because he's just always on the move.
100%. And just like Marshawn had my back, I had his. Life is tough, man. Get around some people. Don't get alone. Get around some people that will have your back. Have you a group of people, some mentors, some people pouring into your life. They don't care about your job, your fame, your money. They care about you and your heart, all right, and your family. All right, get around some people and have some people's back like we had each other's
because
back.
it's and he mentioned it when he was talking about his teams, which is very interesting that he said those 3 teams and they have the best fan bases. It's a long season too. Life life is long, and you got to get some good people around you. You have to have some solid answers to some of these crazy questions that we find. Marshawn has found a white Jesus. There's another white Jesus out there. We can talk about that another time.
Don't worry, we have.
But that's what I think that what he's getting at is you have to be able to be in this thing for the long haul, and there are answers to that. So that was awesome that he touched on that as well.
100%. And one of the most important things that I learned from Marshawn when we were teammates, and what he said today, is learning is never a bad thing. Learn more, be curious, ask questions, seek out truth.
Yeah,
because you'll find it.
That's right. I love that.
So that's us. That's Homegrown. Episode 5,
That was fun, man.
I got more gray hairs now.
I can't wait to do it again. I hide the gray hairs under this hat.